If you are hearing this message today, October 6th, understand it is not coincidence. Nothing in existence happens by chance. Every leaf that falls, every breath that flows, every person who crosses your path, all of it is part of a greater design. God said, "Congratulations, you saw this today." That means your inner frequency has finally aligned with the message meant for you. When you begin to walk in alignment, signs begin to speak. The right word, the right moment, the right reminder, they appear not by accident, but by vibration. Today is one of those divine alignments. Something in you called for guidance, and that call has been answered. The universe doesn't shout, it whispers. But when the timing is right, that whisper becomes undeniable. So if your soul feels that pull right now, it's because this message is your mirror. You have entered a stage of awareness where your thoughts, your discipline, and your energy are ready to create a new version of you. And the truth is, you were never waiting for a sign. The sign was waiting for you to awaken. There are moments in life that do not make sense when they arrive, but later, when you look back, you realize that every piece, every step, every delay, every heartbreak, every silence was not random. It was alignment. If you are hearing this message today, it is because something within you has reached a certain frequency, a vibration that allowed this message to find you. And I want you to understand this with the quiet depth of your heart. Nothing comes into your awareness by accident. The fact that you are here at this precise moment, reading or listening to these words, means you are ready for them. There is no coincidence in the divine plan. There is only timing, precision, and preparation. You see, the universe does not speak in noise. It does not send you signs that shout. It speaks softly through intuition, through synchronicity, through the feeling that something is shifting. You might have been scrolling, distracted, tired, unsure of what to do next. And suddenly, this message appeared before you. And that is the whisper saying, you are aligned. When you are ready to receive, life brings the teacher the lesson or the reminder you were meant to hear. Every alignment is a conversation between your soul and creation itself. Most people spend their lives waiting for miracles while missing the signs that surround them every day. They want thunder, they want lightning, they want proof. But the truth is, God rarely sends fireworks. He sends patterns. The repeated numbers you see, the sudden peace in your chest after long storms, the small coincidences that feel too perfect to be random. These are not illusions. They are signals. They are confirmations that something higher is guiding your path. When you see a sign and it makes your heart pause, do not question it. Listen, because that stillness inside you is not confusion, it's recognition. Congratulations, God says, because you finally saw what was always there. The universe has been speaking to you since the beginning, through people, through pain, through patterns. But until now, you were not aligned enough to understand. Alignment is not about being perfect. It's about being present. When your mind slows down enough to listen, when your heart opens enough to feel, when your spirit quiets enough to trust, that is when you align. And in that alignment, you start to realize something extraordinary. Everything that once felt disconnected begins to make sense. The struggle starts to feel sacred. The waiting starts to feel worth it. The detours start to reveal direction. This alignment is a sacred space. It means your inner world and the outer world are starting to move in rhythm. When you begin to choose peace over reaction, gratitude over complaint, purpose over distraction, you change your frequency. And the moment your frequency changes, what you attract changes. That is why you are here, hearing this message now. It is not random, it is resonance. So let's pause for a moment. Breathe deeply. You may not realize how far you have come, but you have. You survived nights that were meant to break you. You walked through pain that others never saw. You carried weights in silence and still chose to rise. And now, the divine says, congratulations, because every tear, every prayer, every moment of confusion was not for nothing. It was the exact path that aligned you with this message. This message is not new. It was waiting for you to arrive. There is something beautiful that happens when alignment begins. Life starts to flow differently. You stop chasing, and things begin to come to you. Not because it's easier, but because you've stopped resisting what's meant for you. Resistance is what creates suffering. When you let go of the need to control every outcome, when you trust that life is guiding you, when you surrender to what is, suddenly the right people appear, the right opportunities come, and the right timing unfolds. This is what alignment feels like. It is not chaos, it is calm. It is not noise, it is knowing. It is not coincidence, it is confirmation. But here's the truth: alignment does not always feel comfortable. Sometimes it requires loss. Sometimes it demands silence. Sometimes it pulls you away from everything familiar. Because to align with what is truly yours, you must first release what is not. Many of the things that left you, the relationships, the jobs, the chances, they were not punishment, they were precision. You prayed for peace, so chaos had to go. You asked for strength, so weakness had to be exposed. You begged for purpose, so distraction had to fall apart. That is the language of alignment. Destruction before construction, endings before beginnings, silence before revelation. When God aligns you, He removes what cannot move with you. It hurts, yes, but it heals deeper than you can see. And in time, you will realize the losses were not losses at all. They were clearing the path. There is an ancient wisdom in this. The universe rearranges itself to match the vibration of your truth. And when your truth becomes higher, lighter, clearer, your entire world must transform to match it. This transformation can look like solitude, confusion, or stillness, but beneath that surface, something divine is organizing your future. So if you are here, hearing this message today, know that alignment means you are entering a season of clarity. Things that once made no sense will begin to reveal their purpose. People who drifted away will no longer occupy your thoughts. Dreams that felt distant will begin to move closer. And all of this happens not because life changes first, but because you do. The shift always begins inside. There is a moment in every spiritual journey where you realize you are not searching for God. You are remembering Him. The connection was never lost. Only your awareness of it was clouded by fear, by doubt, by noise. Today, that awareness has returned. That is why you are hearing this now. This message is not teaching you something new. It is reminding you of what your soul already knows, that you are guided, protected, and meant for more. When God says, "Congratulations if you see this today," He is not just celebrating your success, He is acknowledging your awakening. Because awakening is not an event, it's a recognition. It is the realization that everything has meaning, that every person has purpose, and that your journey, even the painful parts, was sacred. It was all leading you here. To this awareness, this moment, this understanding. You have to realize that energy never lies. When your heart is ready, the right message will always find its way to you. And today, it did. That means you are aligned with a higher path. Maybe you cannot see the full picture yet, but faith is not about seeing. It's about knowing. The same way you don't need to see the wind to know it's there. You don't need to see the outcome to know it's working. Alignment is invisible progress. It's the unseen movement that precedes visible miracles. Do you know what happens when you stay in alignment long enough? The noise fades, the doubts weaken, the pressure becomes peace. You stop forcing and you start flowing. You stop asking, "Why me?" and begin saying, "Thank you." Gratitude becomes your anchor and peace becomes your proof. When you operate from that place, you no longer chase what's not meant for you. You attract by being, not by begging. That is mastery. That is spiritual maturity. And it begins with awareness. The awareness that today is not an ordinary day. Today